Under the relentless midday sun, a mud-stained dog staggered across a nearly deserted rest stop along Route 18 near Pine Hollow. His ribs showed through thinning fur. His paws were cracked and bleeding, and his eyes were heavy with exhaustion. Cars passed by in blurs of sound and dust. Some drivers glanced briefly, others didn't look at all. To the world rushing past him, he was just another stray, forgotten, unwanted, invisible. But the dog was not lost. He was waiting. Every few moments he turned his head toward the dense forest beyond the guardrail and let out a low, aching whine. Hunger gnawed at him. Yet, when a half-eaten sandwich was tossed his way, he ignored it. What he needed was not food. What he needed was help. That was when Emily Carter noticed him. She was already late, already distracted. Yet something about the dog made her stop. His eyes did not beg for kindness. They pleaded with urgency. When she approached, he didn't run. Instead he stepped back slowly, glancing again toward the trees, as if asking her to follow. I think he's trying to show us something, she said, her voice unsteady. Emily called the local animal rescue team. When they arrived, the dog refused to be leashed. He pulled gently, but firmly toward a narrow forest path, his entire body trembling with determination. After a brief hesitation, the rescuers decided to trust him. The journey through the woods was slow and difficult. The dog led them over roots and rocks, pausing often to catch his breath, yet never turning back. Nearly half a mile in, he stopped abruptly and barked a sharp, desperate sound that cut through the silence. At the bottom of a shallow ravine lay an elderly man, motionless against the cold earth. His name was Samuel Brooks. He had been there for hours, possibly longer. His skin was pale and clammy, his breathing shallow, his pulse dangerously weak. Hypothermia and severe dehydration had pulled him to the edge of death. The rescuers worked quickly, wrapping him in blankets, administering oxygen, calling for immediate transport. As they lifted Samuel onto the stretcher, the dog stayed close, pressing his body against the rescuers as if unwilling to let go. One of them whispered softly, "You held on long enough, buddy. We've got him now." Both were rushed to Pine Hollow Medical Center. Over the next 36 hours, Samuel drifted in and out of consciousness as doctors worked tirelessly to stabilize him. When he finally awoke and was told how he had been found, tears streamed down his weathered face. "A dog led you to me?" he asked weakly. "Please, I need to see him." When they were reunited, Samuel reached out with shaking hands. The dog climbed carefully onto the bed, resting his head against the old man's chest. For the first time since being found, the dog closed his eyes and slept. Samuel insisted on adopting him. "He didn't leave me when I had nothing," Samuel said quietly. "I won't leave him either." Days later, another visitor arrived. Daniel Brooks, a man who had spent years searching for the father who vanished from his life without explanation. When Daniel entered the room and met Samuel's gaze, time seemed to stop. "You're my father," Daniel said, barely able to breathe. Samuel wept openly. "I never meant to disappear," he whispered. I just didn't know how to come back. There were no accusations, only forgiveness. By the window, the dog lay in warm sunlight, watching them both, tail thumping softly against the floor. That day 3 broken lives found each other again. Man was saved by a dog who refused to give up. A son found the father he thought he had lost forever. And a dog, once dismissed as a stray, finally found a home. Sometimes what saves us doesn't arrive with answers, only with loyalty, courage, and a heart that refuses to walk.